Imagine this. You've just returned from your dream wedding abroad. You're excited about your honeymoon in Europe, but when you reach the airport, something unexpected happens. You get to the check-in counter and are told, "Sorry, your passport doesn't match your flight details." The airline agent points to the name on your ticket and the name on your passport, which doesn't match after you've taken your husband's last name. You panic as they inform you that you can't board unless you fix it. This could be you. Now, you're staring at the clock, unsure what to do. Your dream vacation is slipping away, and the airport staff won't let you board without fixing this issue. But what exactly needs to be done to avoid this nightmare? What you'll learn in this video. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do if you've changed your name after marriage and are preparing to travel internationally. We will cover the name change process for your passport, explain the necessary steps, and help you avoid delays or problems with your travel plans. You'll also get practical advice to make sure you're prepared and won't face any unexpected surprises at the airport. No need to worry. We've got you covered. Main explanation section. What is the passport name change process? After marriage, when you get married, it's common to change your last name. But what happens if your passport doesn't reflect this new name? Passport name changes are a frequent concern for people who plan to travel internationally shortly after their marriage. You may wonder if you have to change your passport or if your new name will be automatically recognized. In short, the answer is no. Your passport name must match the name on your airline ticket and visa documents. So if you've recently changed your name, it's important to update your passport to avoid travel issues. Who needs to change their passport name after marriage? If you've changed your last name after marriage, you will need to update your passport. This applies to anyone who has taken their spouse's last name, changed their first or middle name, although this is less common, combined both last names, for example hyphenated surname. This also applies to individuals who want their passport to reflect their new identity, for example people who want to match their personal name to their legal name after marriage. Who doesn't need to change their passport name after marriage? If you don't intend to use your spouse's last name and are happy with your original surname, you don't need to change your passport. You can continue using your maiden name or original last name. However, keep in mind that some countries or airlines may require you to provide additional documentation, like a marriage certificate, if you're traveling under a name that differs from your passport. Always check the entry requirements for your specific destination to avoid problems. Common misunderstandings about passport name changes. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that just because they've changed their name legally, it's automatically updated on their passport. Unfortunately, this isn't the case. You'll need to go through a formal process to update your passport. Another common misunderstanding is thinking that they can just use their marriage certificate to prove their name change when traveling. While it's important to carry this certificate, it doesn't replace the need for an updated passport. Real-life example, let's consider Sarah. She married John last month and decided to change her last name to his. She's planning an exciting trip to Paris next week. However, when she checks her flight details, she realizes that her passport still has her maiden name, while her ticket shows her new married name. Sarah contacts the airline, and they tell her that she won't be able to board the flight unless she has the correct passport, matching her ticket. Sarah needs to act fast. What to do? If you've changed your name after marriage, here's the step-by-step process of how to handle a passport name change after marriage. Update your legal name. The first step is making sure your name change is legal. This typically involves filing a name change with the relevant government office, such as the county clerk or a court. Apply for a passport name change. Once your legal name change is approved, you can apply for a passport name change. This involves filling out the appropriate passport application form and providing documentation to support the name change. Gather required documents. Along with your application, you'll need to submit a few documents. Your marriage certificate as proof of your name change. Your old passport. Passport-sized photos meeting the specific requirements. Payment for the processing fee. Submit the application. Submit your name change application through the passport office or online, if applicable in your country. Depending on the processing time, you may receive your updated passport in as little as a few weeks or up to a few months. Step-by-step checklist. Step 1. Ensure your legal name change is finalized. Step 2. Apply for a passport name change using the official passport application form. Step 3. Gather the necessary documents: marriage certificate, old passport, passport-sized photos, and payment. Step 4. Submit your application and wait for the passport processing to complete. Common mistakes section. Here are some common mistakes that travelers make when updating their passport after a name change. Mistake number 1. Thinking you can travel with an old passport. One of the biggest mistakes is assuming that an old passport with a maiden name is still acceptable. In many cases, airlines will not let you board if your name on the passport doesn't match your ticket. Mistake number 2. Not planning enough time. Passport name changes can take time, sometimes several weeks to months. Trying to update your passport at the last minute could cause delays or prevent you from traveling. Always plan ahead to avoid rushing the process. Mistake number 3. Forgetting to update visa documents. In some cases, you may need to update your visa to reflect your new name as well. If your visa has your old name and you have a new passport with your married name, this could lead to issues when entering the country. Mistake number 4. Not verifying entry requirements. Different countries have different entry requirements. Some may allow you to travel under your maiden name and simply ask for additional documents like a marriage certificate. However, others may have stricter rules and require an updated passport for all entry. Make sure to verify the requirements before your trip. Mistake number 5. Using a marriage certificate as the only document. While a marriage certificate is important, it does not replace an updated passport. You need an updated passport to match the name on your airline ticket and visa documents. How to avoid these mistakes? Start the name change process well in advance of any planned travel. Ensure your visa matches the name on your passport. Always verify the entry requirements for your destination country before traveling. Special Situations section. Here are some edge cases you should be aware of. 1. Connecting flights. If you have a layover or connecting flight in a country where your passport name doesn't match your ticket, you might face problems. Make sure to update your passport well in advance and notify all airlines of the name change to avoid confusion. 2. Dual nationality. If you have dual nationality and your name is changed on one passport but not the other, make sure both passports reflect the same name to avoid complications when traveling between countries. 3. Expired passport. If your passport is close to expiring and you're also planning a name change, you may want to renew it before applying for the name change. In some cases, it might be easier to apply for a new passport rather than changing the name on an old one, especially if your passport is near its expiration date. Step-by-step action plan. Here's your clear action plan to avoid any confusion. 1 to 2 months before travel. Start the name change process as soon as possible. It can take time to gather documents and get approval. Check with your local passport office for processing times and the required documentation. Verify the entry requirements for your travel destination to ensure your name matches your ticket. 1 month before travel, submit your passport name change application. Allow time for processing and any unexpected delays. Double-check your visa status. If it has your maiden name, you may need to update it. 1 to 2 weeks before travel, make sure your updated passport arrives in time for your trip. Confirm that all travel documents, visa, flight ticket, reflect your new name. Final warning/important reminder. Remember, traveling with mismatched names on your passport and tickets can result in delays, denied boarding, or even being denied entry to your destination. Always make sure to update your passport and double-check your travel documents to avoid unexpected problems. If you're unsure about entry requirements or visa rules, always check with the embassy of your destination country. Strong closing. Don't let a name change after marriage ruin your travel plans. With the right preparation, you can easily navigate the passport update process and ensure a smooth trip. Be smart, prepare early, avoid problems. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others who might be planning international travel. Safe travels.